Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are all having a blessed week. Mine's going really good. I want to talk to you about one subject. You know, one thing that I am very happy about in my life? I'm very happy that I'm not God, because I would not make a good one. So in Psalms 103, 10-14, this is what it says. He has not dwelt with us after our sins, nor rewarded us according to our iniquities. For as the heaven is high above the earth, so great is his mercy toward them that fear him. As far as the east is from the west, so far as he removed our transgressions from us. Like as a father pities his children, so the Lord pities those that fear him. For he knows our frame. He knows that we are just dust. Look at verse 1. He has not dealt with us after our sins. If you were God, what would you do to you? Let me think about that. If you were God, what would you do to you? If I was God, as I've told you before, I would have snuffed me out a long time ago. If I was God, my patience with me would have worn out long ago and I would be history. I would never have allowed me to live this long. Never. How many times have you ever said this? Lord, get me out of this one, just this once, and I will never do it again. Have you ever made that promise to God? Have you ever made it while you were hugging a toilet ring and throwing up, saying, Lord, get me out of this, I'll never drink again? People, listen. I've said that to God more times than I can count. I've made God more promises than I can count, and I can honestly say I've probably broken every single one of them. Every single one of them. I would not want to be God. And the reason is because I have enough trouble just keeping track of me, let alone the universe. So listen, I learned a lesson when I was in the military. One of the last things I did when I was in the military was I went to Desert Storm. And when I was in Desert Storm, I was in charge of an entire hangar. I had 6 EF-111 aircraft assigned to my hangar. I had 40 technicians, and in the morning we would launch 5 of those airplanes, and they would go on a mission. They would come back, and then in the afternoon we would turn 3 of them and send them back out again. So that's 8 flights out of our hangar. People, when I was in that hangar, we had one aircraft catch on fire. Who's responsible? Guy in charge, me. And then we had a bunch of Filipino maintenance workers that were in charge of the maintenance of the hangar. And one of them got up inside there where the diesel fuel was that fed the diesel generators, where if power went out, the hangar would still have power. Well, this guy broke something off, and this, 1,000-gallon diesel thing was leaking out, and it leaked right over into the drain. And he thought, well, it's coming out of here and it's going into the drain, so I don't need to worry about it. And he didn't. Well, pretty soon everybody's going, why does it smell like diesel? And so we got to investigate. The minute you start smelling something like that, everything stops and you go looking. So we finally found the spill in the guy that did it, and he just said, yeah, it's going right down there. So we had to send runners. We were at the top of the hill. We had to send people all the way down to the bottom of the hill and put a guard on every grate all the way down till we got to the bottom of the hill, so that no one would sit there and flip a cigarette in one of them and that fire come right back up to our hangar. So that was another thing. Who's responsible? Me. It's my hangar. So people, when I retired, you know what I decided? I decided that, you know what? I don't ever want to supervise again. I don't want to be responsible for anybody but just me. Never do I want to get in trouble for something that I have no control over. And hence, I would not want to be God. So listen, I think Satan is nuts for trying to want to be God. I think he's nuts. How about you? Would you want to be God? Think about it. Would you want to be God? Because if you wouldn't want to be God, then you need to quit playing God, and you just need to be you. You just need to be you. You need to let God be God and you be you. And you're thinking, how do you do that? It's very simple. You being you means that you do the best you can. You handle everything you can handle. But things you can't handle, you say, hey, I can't handle this. Well, I'm not God, so I'll give it to God and let Him do it. So you turn the problem over to God, take your hands off of it, and you let God be God. You be you, let God be God. You know, you can't save yourself. Only God can save you. So you being you, you have to come to terms with that, and you have to say, Lord, I'm lost. Would you please forgive me and save me? That's what you do, you being you. God being God, He says, well, yeah, if you ask for forgiveness, I'll forgive you and I'll save you. You be you, you let God be God. People, listen. A lot of people, myself included, we're control freaks. We try to control every single aspect of our life. And then when you can't control every single aspect, that's when anger and frustration sets in. The only way to get through this life with your love, joy, and peace intact is for you to be you and you let God be God. You handle what you can handle. What you can't handle, you turn over to God. That's how it works. Because I know one thing's for sure. I wouldn't want to be God. And I got a feeling you probably wouldn't either. I hope that makes sense. Heaven or hell you choose. Just remember, once you take your last breath, it's a done deal.